Alright, so there's a new event that started called Dodoco's Bomb-bastic Escapades. Let's go check it out. Come on, Phonia, come on! Don't you want to be the first player to ever experience the marvel that is Dodoco Bomb-bastic Escapades? Go on, you know you want to. An all-new combat mode that's more flexible than ever before, allowing you to not only achieve pinpoint precise demolition, but also outsmart crafty enemies while you're at it. How can that not be an absolute blast? How about no? Just because you spend all day fantasizing about bombs doesn't mean the rest of us do, too. Heck, helping you out by getting the prototype and tabletop game up and running already counts as some serious overtime. All I want to do now is order some takeout from the Good Hunter and then return to the comfort of my humble abode. By the time it arrives, I'll have just finished the last of the laundry, and it'll finally be time to kick back and relax. As for this bomb shaka lacking game of yours, well, next time we're on shift together, I might give it a go. If I'm already bored out of my mind, what harm could it do anyway? Did you just say the words new and game together in the same sentence? Paimon's curious now. Could we take a look? Wait a minute. Is that you, Honorary Knight, and their helper in white? You're actually here. What are the chances? I remember now. You're the bombaholic. You know who I am, Honorary Knight. I must really have left an impression during Annihilate the Invasive Angulars. Even you've heard about me? I promise I won't let you down. Recently, I've been making ongoing improvements to the formula and designs of my bombs, striving to narrow the gap between me and the Spark Knight, bit by bit, boom by boom. Anyway, after the previous operation, Imeltol concluded that relying solely on long-distance bomb deployment had considerable tactical shortcomings and wasn't effective enough at dealing with certain types of obstacles and cover. So she began experimenting with some new equipment. To test it out, we even made some improvements to Spark Knight's beloved tabletop game. That's right, and in recent days, after analyzing Spark Knight's combat strategy, I've come up with another way to use the bombs. If you were Spark Knight, the solution would probably be, if a single bomb's worth of explosive isn't enough, use 3. If a load and Jumpty Dumpty can't solve the issue, throw 3. And yes, increased firepower is a surefire way to solve the problem. But for run-of-the-mill knights like us, that just isn't an option. We simply can't compete with the Spark Knights, Jumpty Dumpties, and their boom factor. So we focus on improving flexibility and accuracy to make up for the lack of power. Our thinking was that if we could create something that could track targets and get close enough to lay down bombs, we could strike dangerous targets with pinpoint accuracy and thereby maximize the load. Tracking enemies and laying down bombs sounds pretty impressive, but also kind of scary. If Paimon were a Hurley-Crow chasing down a forest boar with her Hurley-Crow bellies and suddenly a little thingamajig popped out of nowhere and threw a bomb in our faces, she'd probably be terrified and faint. That actually sounds pretty cool. Can I have one? My hunch was right. You're an explosive enthusiast, just like me. But this new device is still in the early stages of testing. It'll take some time before it's ready for official production and use. I'll give it everything I've got. Given that conducting experiments in the wild would harm Mondstadt's natural ecosystems, and how this isn't important enough to justify us bothering Captain Albedo, it wasn't worth the trouble of applying for a testing ground. After Imatol asked for my advice, we settled on a small-scale simulation prototype to test the controls and explosive capabilities. It just so happened that we thought of an old tabletop game that would make the perfect foundation for such testing. Imatol dragged me off to find Lisa. And thank goodness we did! With Lisa's enthusiastic support, advice, and even some help with the storyline, then the result is amazing! Ta-da! Behold! Here on this game table before your very eyes, the much-awaited sequel to Dodoco's Bomb-bastic adventure, Dodoco's Bomb-bastic Escapades. After mastering the art of close-range demolition, Dodoco and her special Humpty Dumptys are back with an explosively volatile vengeance, here to follow our comrades and obliterate hordes of resurgent enemies. Bear witness to an epic battle of wits between Dodoco and the Spiky Fish King. As you do, immerse yourself in intense action and joyous destruction, while helping us record viable test data for our new device, of course. Wow, so that's the game you've been working on, huh, Ematol? The latest installment in the Dodoco's versus Spiky Fish saga. Seems like the Honorary Knight and the Helper in White are pretty excited about it, Ematol. Their feedback will no doubt prove invaluable. I can tell. If they'd be willing to spend some of their precious time playing, I'd be eternally grateful. Does that mean we'll be the first to play it? You're not forgetting someone, are you? Given that it's the follow-up to Dodoco versus Spiky Fish story, wouldn't the Spark Knight herself be the most suitable game tester of all? Well, considering that Dodoco features in the new game, that would of course be a true honor. But I want to make sure that Dodoco Bomb-bastic Escapade is as incredible an experience as possible, with as few flaws as humanly possible, such that by the time the Spark Knight gets a chance to play it, Paimon's got it. You're saying that this time we'll have multiple roles. Not only are we helping you test out your new device, but we're also acting as game testers, making sure that Klee will love it. Sounds right up my street. In the name of Klee and fun games too. Wonderful. I'd say we're getting on like an exploding house on fire. Wouldn't you agree? Just the thought of watching you guys play gets me so pumped right now. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. The stage details will include information on the stage environment, types of spiky fish you may encounter, buffs, and other things. Carefully check those details to help Dodoco defeat the spiky fish more effectively. Zoom Zoom Shoes, Boom Boom Bandoliers, and Crash Clang Canisters are the 3 buff types that Dodoco can pick up. They boost movement speed, maximum bomb capacity, and explosion AoE. These buffs are hidden amongst the steady state seagrass. Additionally, Dodoco's improved attributes can be viewed in the stats bar on the right. Dodoco will lose vitality when attacked by spiky fish or when hit by explosives. Losing vitality will grant temporary immunity to damage. Pick up little bandages to restore vitality. Defeat all the spiky fish to achieve victory. Okay, ordinary spiky fish. Spiky fish warriors that don't have any special abilities and can only engage in close combat. If they run into Dodoco during their patrol, they will deal damage to Dodoco. Composite stone. It is said that the thick rocks layered with hard crystals and sand can continually withstand the impact of explosions, making sturdy cover for both Dodoco and spiky fish. Okay. Steady state seagrass can only withstand 1 blast. Once destroyed, it may reveal items hidden within. Formidable fish formation. Formations used by spiky fish warriors to invade other areas. Once the formation lights up, it will summon spiky fish warriors. Dodoco cannot place bombs on it. The buffs were already explained, so let's start. Alright. Let's collect the rewards. All right. So that's going to be the end for now for Dodoco's Bomb-tastic Escapades, and I'll see you guys later.